Should you invest into Paldea Evolved or Twilight Masquerade? I feel like there's going to be people that think there's a clear answer. Some people are going to say that Paldea Evolved is the better investment, and then there's going to be some other people that think Twilight Masquerade is the better investment. Now obviously this is all speculation because we don't know how each of these sets are going to perform in the future. However, today I wanted to talk about each set and the pros and cons about each one to kind of maybe if you're in the between whether you want to buy Paldea Evolved or Twilight Masquerade, maybe this video will help you think a little bit more about each set and maybe help your decision. So, Paldea Evolved. It was released June 9th, 2023, so a little bit over a year ago from now. And we all know, Paldea Evolved recently got a very small reprint. You can watch other channels and people who have like access to distribution, and they've all said they've gotten pretty small amounts of this stuff. So is it really a reprint or something? Like some people are thinking it's a restock. It doesn't really matter. There was more supply given to these people. And you can see here it took a small dip, right? And it quickly went back up. And I honestly think this was just because people were scared that, you know, the prices were going to drop and tank because of the reprint. And I think when people quickly realized that it was small, like the price went back up. So it's still back to normal price. It really didn't change since, you know, before it got announced, it went right back up. So Paldea Evolved. It is about a little bit over a year old now, and it's gotten finally its first reprint. Everyone thought a reprint should have came sooner, but now it finally got a reprint. But it's so small to the point where it didn't really do anything to the price. So Paldea Evolved as it is right now, I would say it's a pretty safe investment compared to Twilight Masquerade. And the reason why I believe that is because Paldea Evolved, it's a little bit over a year old now. It came out, what did I say, June 9th, so it's a little bit over a year, and it just got a reprint. So the chances it gets another reprint is smaller than, you know, if you were to have bought this before the first reprint. But now we know the first reprint was super small. Your chances or risk is a lot lower because the reprint already came and it was small. So Paldea Evolved has that going for it, is that it's older and already got a reprint, so it's safer in that way. And then when we look at this set, there's really not too much to say. It's the top few cards that are really making Paldea Evolved a strong set. Obviously the Magikarp is the standout, the Iono card, the Raichu Tyranitar, and then these other ones under it, no one really talks about. There's the other Iono card, but it's mainly these four cards that is why this set is really expensive. It's the Tyranitar, Raichu, Iono, and Magikarp. And really, I think that's all this set really needs. The Magikarp is obviously, a lot of people like this card artwork, it's pretty cool. And then the Iono card is obviously pretty popular. Then there's Raichu and Tyranitar that are pretty popular as well. And I think that's enough. Some people might say that, you know, Paldea Evolved's overrated or whatever. But when you look at sets in the past that have performed very well, it really only needs a few cards that will make it perform well. It doesn't need a ton. And even still, there's some other cards here that are decently expensive in Paldea Evolved that, you know what, this is not obviously a bad set at all. And it's honestly one of the better ones. And I think everyone knows that with the performance of the Paldea Evolved booster box. So the pros I would say with Paldea Evolved is that it is less risky. It's less riskier to invest than Twilight Masquerade because it already got a reprint and it's older. So the likelihood of another reprint is a lot smaller. Cons is that Paldea Evolved, the one difference and the major difference between Paldea Evolved and Twilight Masquerade is it doesn't have that huge chase card. Yes, the Magikarp's like $100, but with Twilight Masquerade, we all know what's in that set. So Paldea Evolved definitely is a safer option because it's older, like I said, and it's already been reprinted, but it doesn't have that huge chase card. So now I want to talk about Twilight Masquerade. So Twilight Masquerade, it came out only 4 or 5 months ago, so it's a very, very new set. So Twilight Masquerade, it's basically the exact same price as Paldea Evolved, which is why I wanted to make this comparison, because they're the exact same price, but one is older, one is newer. So Twilight Masquerade, yes, it's only 4 or 5 months old, so a lot of people are scared to buy into it, which is understandable because it, you know, rose in price so quickly. But here's the thing, and what I find kind of funny with people that talk about, you know, timing the market and reprints, a lot of people, like I said, are now scared to buy Twilight Masquerade because it's expensive. But think about it this way, a lot of people say that you shouldn't be timing reprints, right? Like you shouldn't be waiting for a reprint to happen, but people are saying that you shouldn't buy Twilight Masquerade now because a reprint can happen. So this is where sometimes I talk about, it's kind of weird in the whole investing world, is that it's kind of like it's kind of like two-sided. Some people, they'll say that, oh, you know, you shouldn't, you know, time the market and wait for reprints to happen because look at Paldea Evolved, like the price didn't drop. But at the same time, for Twilight Masquerade, people are saying not to buy it because it's new and a reprint can happen. So this is where it's kind of weird, but it is possible that Twilight Masquerade gets a reprint. Is it going to be bigger than Paldea Evolved's reprint? We obviously we don't know. But if that's going to be the case, I see Twilight Masquerade actually outperforming Paldea Evolved by a long shot. Like, I think Twilight Masquerade, even though there's a lot of people that think it's overrated or whatever the case may be, but I think that Twilight Masquerade, in my opinion, is going to outperform Paldea Evolved by a long shot. So this is where you got to make your own decision, because yes, Twilight Masquerade is newer. It's a lot newer, and there's a reprint really hasn't happened. So there's a chance for that to happen, but you're also timing the reprint, which a lot of people say not to do. So it's kind of tough. But the reason why I really think Twilight Masquerade is going to far outperform Paldea Evolved is simple. It has a huge chase card, and even more than just one. It has also the trainer cards. But the Greninja EX is a $273 card. And when you look at the card price, it has been pretty strong. Like, it didn't just tank. Like, this has been pretty strong for a while now. So this just shows the strength of this card, and I think this just shows that this is a very good set. And there's no other set in the Scarlet and Violet era that has this expensive a card. This is the most expensive card in the Scarlet and Violet era. So that alone, like, this is a very strong set. And that's why I think, you know, even though it's as expensive as Paldea Evolved, and it's, you know, newer, it's like twice as new, I think this is still not a bad pickup. Because, like I said, you can time the reprint, you can wait for it to happen, but look at Paldea Evolved, you know? But it's possible that maybe the reprint for the set will be bigger. It's very hard to say. But just overall, it has a better chase card, a way better chase card, whether you think the Greninja EX, you know, is overpriced or whatever. The price has been very strong, and it's the most expensive card in the Scarlet and Violet era. And then you add on the trainer cards, the Eevee card, because these are the main ones that people talk about. These are very expensive, and they're very sought after. And when you even go further down, there's still a lot of expensive cards. So, in my opinion, I feel like Twilight Masquerade, even though it is newer, I think this actually can be the better investment than Paldea Evolved. But obviously, you run the risk that it could get reprinted. But yeah, that's really all I wanted to say today, is that, you know, these two sets, they're exactly the same price for the booster box. Paldea Evolved just got its reprint, but it was very small, so it's basically nothing. But Twilight Masquerade, it's newer, hasn't got a reprint, so it might happen, and it's gone up super quickly. But in my opinion, I just think that Twilight Masquerade is going to outperform Paldea Evolved by a long shot, because it just has the Greninja. That's all it needs. I mean, if you look at past sets from the Sword and Shield era, look at Lost Origin, look at Silver Tempest, look at Brilliant Stars. They all only have really one huge chase card, yet they're performing very strongly. So that's really all these sets need. And I think since just Twilight Masquerade has the Greninja card, that is is more than 2 times more expensive than the Magikarp. I think that's literally all you need to see to show that, you know what, Twilight Masquerade, even though it is newer, in my opinion, it's a better value because the cards inside of it. But like I said, you know, it's up to you. Paldea Evolved, it's older, it's a safer bet, but Twilight Masquerade definitely is the one that I think can really take off because it just has that top chase card. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you think Twilight Masquerade is a better buy or Paldea Evolved? This video was just to help you think a little bit if you were deciding in between the two. I'm not telling you to buy one or the other, but just in my opinion, I think Twilight Masquerade has a higher ceiling, but Paldea Evolved is less risky because it's older. So that's all I want to say today. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one.